Okay, so right now this is TeamGBTV. I'm doing a connection, a link up, as you can see. I'm right here with
Joe Diamond.
Joe Diamond.
Or Joanna Smith.
Joanna Smith.
That's my professional name. You know.
Okay, make sure you program to this. She's gonna do something very important today, and she's trying to reach out to a lot of souls. She's got a goal today, and she's got a lot to say.
So I've been wanting to tell my story about my journey in mental health, personal journey in mental health. I actually am advocating for change now, but I've been wanting to tell the story of who wants to know about mental health, because we're going to talk about, you know, hospitalisation and being sectioned. And I've been sectioned 8 or 9 times, and I want to talk to people who are into protesting and stuff like that. Anybody who's subversive, anybody with any kind of criminal past, or anybody a bit different really, because now the way things are now is that, you know, the laws are such that people can just snatch you up off the street and section you. You know, like if you go to a protest, you can be, or you know, a carnival or anything, you know, they can just pick on you and think, right, well, you know, there's something wrong with you, we think you're not very well, you know, so you're going to come with us to the police station, and then they'll arrange a psychiatric evaluation, and then you'll be sectioned.
Okay.
And you can be locked away for, you know, 6 months. You could get a 3-month or a 6-month section and just be gone like that, you know.
And I just wanted to know what brought you here today, what made you want to do this?
I wanted to make a video about my mental health because it's I've made videos before and uploaded them onto YouTube about being sectioned, and I was really angry at the time with the one I'm thinking of in particular. It didn't come across very well, and so I thought I would make a comprehensive video that describes how I'm still being harassed and bullied by Avon and Wiltshire Partnership, mental health partnership, on the basis that they consider me to be unwell. I'm not unwell. I'm a business person and an entrepreneur. I've done a lot of stuff in my life, and there's nothing wrong with me. Sometimes I get a bit excited or a bit elevated, or a lot of ideas, and they consider these ideas to be grandiose. They consider me to be grandiose. You know, you can see I'm wearing Michael Kors shoes and stuff. I like to dress nicely, you know. I was a DJ for 25 years, and they don't like that. They don't like the fact that I've still got my records, some of them. They don't like the fact that I talk about mixing with famous people, you know, Fabio and Groove Rider, DJ Fresh, you know, these are all people I grew up with, but they've labelled me and titled me as grandiose. And any ideas I get about the charity that I'm setting up, Jewel in the Dust, we're holding an event in Bristol on the 8th of December, which I can talk about later on, but any discussion that they become aware of as a team to do with any event that I do or anything I become involved in, they consider it to be a risk to my mental health. So I'm not allowed to do anything. I'm not allowed to have projects because they will turn up, they will ring me up and they will say, Joanna, you know, we've heard that you're spending money on an event and we think that you're at risk of exploitation because you're diagnosed bipolar. You're more at risk than the average person, so you can't do businesses that everybody else does because you're not very well. And it's just nonsense. It's just bullshit, to be honest with you. And I've had enough of it because they've actually destroyed my natural life and family. I haven't seen my daughter and my granddaughter. I mean, if we look at my granddaughter, this is my granddaughter up here, Alana, and that was when she was born. She's now 12. And she's very vulnerable as a young girl. She's just coming up to adolescence. She's also, you know, mixed race, biracial, in a city which is white. This city is white. You know, there really is just mostly white people. There's the blocks over there. Look, Snow Hill. Do you want to just show Snow Hill across there? That's about the most diversity you're going to get in this city is Snow Hill, and there's really not that much going on there anyway. A few Jamaican families, some friends of mine. I really know I can count on one hand the number of families that are here of other heritage that aren't just British people, white British people. So my granddaughter, my daughter's mixed race. She's part Guyanese. Her partner was Bajan, so they had Alana, who's sort of Guyanese, Bajan, English, you know. And her school is, again, it's nearly all white people. So I like her to be able to confide in me about that. I like to ask her how she feels about it, you know, being that she doesn't have many friends who can identify with her and that sort of thing. You might wonder why I'm not digressing so much here, because the point is, my role as her grandmother, and I love her very much, my role as her grandmother has been crushed and ruined by the Avon and Wiltshire partnership, because I'm not allowed to see her. I bought her a really beautiful diamond and gold bracelet for her birthday, an infinity bracelet. I wanted to do something special, you know, especially because I wasn't seeing her, and I wasn't allowed to give it to her. What did I do? I think I gave it to somebody else, and they took it for her, so she opened it on her birthday without me there, and there was, you know, that makes me feel really sad. I think, what have I done to deserve that? What have I done, you know? I'm not very well, apparently, but so I do get angry and I do get upset, and then I put myself at risk of being sectioned again, because I ring up the mental health team and I just lose my rag with them completely, and that's not the way to do it, you know. If you want to keep them from your door, you have to be super nice and well and stable and calm, when really I just want to tell them all to fuck off and just leave me alone. I really do just want to say that to them, but I can't, so I don't. I put a post on Facebook last week threatening to shoot them, which wasn't the best idea, but you know, that's the extent of the sort of hurt that I feel and anger. Somebody took it off for me, actually. Somebody who's got access to my Facebook took the post off and deleted where I said, no, he edited the post and said, I put, you know, about how they destroyed my family and how hurtful that was, and how my mum and father had, and this is my father over here, he was the kindest man, you know, a really kind man, and was the only one who could deal with my mental health, really. The only one who would be able to hang out with me when I was kind of supposedly not very well. And so they've got a lot to answer for. And I do want to destroy them. I really do. I feel like I want them all to die. I just feel like that, you know. My family are just torn apart because of them. They're destroying my life. I've got a barrister now, and he's very experienced in medical negligence. And I do have a case of medical negligence against them on top of everything else, because they gave me some medication, sodium valproate, about 8 weeks ago, which caused a thing called edema, which means your legs and everything swell up, you know. So this ankle here it's a little bit swollen on this side, from nerve damage that was left over from what they did to me with the sodium valproate, and I've had 3 consultants confirm that. So my barrister, we're going to make a case against them and sue them for medical negligence. And then there's the stuff historically that I'm going to sue them for, which is abuse, psychological and physical abuse, dragging me down, you know, ripping my jeans down and injecting me with dangerous psychiatric drugs like haloperidol and Clopixel. I've had that happen on a lot of occasions. It makes you feel like you've been sexually abused, like you've been raped or something, because it's usually men that do it, and they just, you know, get hold of your arms like that, one each, really tight like that, and then they, you know, force you onto the floor, and then they will pull your jeans down and inject you, you know. So that's happened to me a few times. So I do want to shoot them. I really feel like I do, and I don't care. I know it's illegal, but I feel nothing. Nothing. I wouldn't feel a thing doing that. I'd feel happy, actually, because people like that deserve to die. They do, you know. I'm not going to say too much about it. And then there's my mum, who died in 2019 of cancer, and I cared for her in the last few months and just watched her die, really, and thought that I could get oncologists down from London to save her, you know, which was the beginning of my episode then. And then literally a couple of days after she was sectioned, after she died, I was sectioned and not allowed to go to her funeral. So these fuckers have been, you know, they've just destroyed my life, and I've just had to sit back and just let them do it, really, for years, 5 or 6 years. So I'm not going to do that anymore. And the way not to do it in England, in the UK, is not just to make videos talking about how you want to shoot them, but it's actually just to sue them through the courts. So I am looking at barristers in the Garden Court chambers in London who are mental health specialists, and you know, they've got more experience of suing trusts. And I don't have a lot of money. I've got a few grand. I've got some money, and I can raise money to invest in suing these people. And there's a new head of the Law Society in England called Stephanie, a black woman, and she is someone who I want to try and make contact with, because I want to bring a class action against Avon and Wiltshire Partnership. And a class action is when a group of people sue a trust or a hospital, and that's what I want to do. And that will tear down the trust, probably. Financially, they'll be finished, because if you had 10 people all looking for a payout of $500,000 or something like that, there's no way they could continue. And I have this dream of like tearing down Avon and Wiltshire Partnership, taking all their money, getting all their staff sacked, all the psychiatrists, everything, just trashing them off, and then putting a bid in with the commissioners for a Soteria based project, which is more non-medical and based on evidence base. It was initiated in California to address schizophrenia, and it was discovered that people who weren't medicated but who were quietly and calmly worked with and supported, the rates of them becoming well again were happened much more quickly than those that were medicated. It's proven, you know, evidence based. However, the pharmaceutical companies and the psychiatrists, in the interest of keeping their careers and businesses alive, will not acknowledge this. Nobody knows what the Soteria project is or was, but that's where I'm taking my influences from, and I'm hoping to present everything that I've gathered and researched in the House of Lords fairly soon, to persuade the Lords that mental health in the UK as it is finished. It doesn't work. It's not working. It never did work. And so we need something new and something different and somebody innovative and experienced and accomplished to drive this forward. I believe that person's me. I'm not saying I want to be in the House of Lords, but I would be good probably doing that. But I want to change mental health in the UK single-handedly if possible, but then I want to train teams to set up new initiatives, get rid of all the psychiatrists, sack off the DSM-5 because that's a load of rubbish, and go from there, really. I mean, these psychiatrists get paid too much money anyway. Mine's not very well herself, you know. She gets elevated and sort of comes out with a load of crap. I don't consider her to be very well herself, so she should go, really. She will go, you know. I'll have her sacked probably when I begin the court case. So going back to when I was sectioned the first time, it wasn't very nice, you know. They sectioned me in this room here, my lounge. I had all my decks and everything set set up. And in this record box are all the dub plates that I used to cut at Music House in London. This is just a little interesting little thing. Here they all are. So each one of these is DJ Fresh and Groove Rider and Fabio and Look Diamond and Daisy. That was a track that we did called Rescue. Yeah, so this is all I've got left of my DJing career, really. That and those over there. I kind of don't need anything more than that in a lot of ways. But I can't do it anymore because I'm not allowed, so I don't DJ anymore. And I don't want to. Well, maybe in secret or something, but with a wig and sunglasses on, yeah, maybe. So when I do my event in December, it's going to be with Flowdown and Paigey Cakey, who's an East End artist. She's very good. And GB Greasy Bear, yeah. And Stephen Crazy Draper and the Word Life crew. Reverb MC, he's going to do something. And who else? Oh, Jumpin' Jack Frost, who might be coming down this evening. I don't know, I haven't heard from him. I don't know where my phone is. So he's my resident DJ, and he's helping me keep it together because he's very strong. And sometimes I feel like I don't know if I can do an event because I've always got mental health team ringing me up, Joanna, you're not very well, and it's just drives me fucking crazy. From 2015 to 2019, I was sectioned a couple of times a year. It was always inevitable, really. And I've broken the cycle a bit. I have actually broken the back of it. It's been 3 years since it's happened. However, they are trying to do it again now. But they won't do it because I've got a barrister now, so it's not going to happen. I do want to warn people not to take it lightly, because they will detain more and more people. They will take more and more people off the streets. If they can't imprison them for crimes, they will detain them in hospitals. And the other thing to say is about diversity within mental health. There isn't any, again. Black people and people of colour are not given any mental health support, really. I've only ever encountered 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people of colour when I've been in the system, and they never stick around very long. They never get support. Nobody really cares about them. So my support worker, Karen, she is biracial and she's lovely. I've been with her quite a few years. She's in the intensive team. She wants to bring more people forward to get treatment. Well, my advice is don't go anywhere near any of these teams. Don't go anywhere near them. Don't tell them what you're thinking. Don't tell them what you suspect may be happening for you. Find another support network, not your local mental health team, because they will use it against you. Anything you tell them, they'll use against you and they'll destroy you. So that's my advice. The threats that I make, I suppose, I don't really mean them. I don't mean them. I might mean them, but I'm not going to do them. That's all, really.